Okay. Banlist just dropped. Was not expecting this today. We had the Nintendo Direct today, and now we're getting a ban list. What is going on? Okay. So when I looked up the ban list, the like Konami Twitter post came up, and I briefly saw it. The only thing I know is it looks like Malice P Dormouse is limited. Now, if that's the only change to Malice, Malice is still playable because OCG has one Dormouse, and Malice was still being played at like Worlds with one Dormouse. So, like, and you can play like Cyanid Mining, which is like not great, but look, I want to keep playing Malice, so I don't want Malice to have any more hits. If Dormouse is at one and that's it, that's fine. But yeah, I don't know what else I want changed. The format's in a really good spot right now. I think the only thing that needs to be banned is Paradise Smasher, and like anti-spell, dimensional shifter, all those weird one-ofs. Those also need to be banned. But okay, I can't wait anymore. We got to go into this. Okay, wait. Here's the first one. Let's do one by one. Holy shit. Well, Fiendsmith is now only playable in Light Fiend decks. Kind of. Of course, if you hard draw the Engraver, which, he's still at 3, right, guys? We haven't seen the rest of the list. You can still do the line. You just can't, like, randomly go into it. Which is probably good, but I really like the Fiendsmith engine, and it's not seeing a ton of play right now, so this is kind of lame. Especially because they just reprinted all the cards. Ah, well. Next up. Holy shit. So Malice is, still not dead because Haggard Lizardos kind of does the same thing. This is just going to be me coping that Malice is still playable, and then it just keeps getting worse as I scroll, isn't it? Well, okay. Now Splash Mage is much better because if you start with like the field spell, then you've already used your banish effects, and then Haggard Lizardos won't summon one. Malice is still playable though, guys. It's okay. If it's still playable, you can just use Lizardos. Okay, this is what? Okay, they're just rotating out Mitsurugi, Ryziel, and Malice. Why? They're still seeing play, but like not nearly as much as the new decks. I don't know how I feel about this. This is getting banned because it's the bridge between Ryziel and Mitsurugi, so now you can only play Ryziel Pure or Mitsurugi Pure, or Ryziel has a bunch of other variants, although apparently not Fiendsmith. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Mitsurugi's still gonna be great, like Pure. Why are they doing this? Such a weird hit. Okay, there's Paradise. This guy needed to go. He's like the only unfun part about the current format, so nothing else to say. That was always going to happen. Oh, X? Okay, we're getting the limits. X from 2 to 1. This is a pretty decent hit. Obviously, he's very searchable. I don't think this kills Ryziel. This means that none of the Ryziels or Malice are banned. White Binder's still legal. I think Malice is still playable then. If even at 1, there are a lot of ways to search their different cards, so Malice is probably fine. X going to 1, kind of lame. I just kind of wish they left Ryziel alone. I thought like it being like a cool budget deck for the format was great, so I don't really like this. I just think Ryziel's gameplay is fair. X is obviously insane, but like, I don't know, it's part of Ryziel. Who cares? There's the Dormouse limit. Again, this is fine. This deck still saw play with Dormouse at 1 in both OCG and at Worlds. But yeah, losing Splash Mage is... Again, I still think the deck's playable, but it hurts. Unfortunately, there could be more Malice hits, so let's hold. What the... They limited... What are they doing? This deck just... Konami, the format's fine. What is happening? Okay, so like this card is summonable off of Holy Sue. And also fairly searchable? Well, kinda. It's really just Rhoda. This deck is still probably fine, but why are we hitting Vanquish Soul so fast? This list goes into effect the 15th? Holy crap. Okay, well... Okay, this makes sense. Lacrima was originally banned because of time rules, so with the new time rules, this card was always going to come back to being legal. That makes sense. What the fuck? Why is he free? This card should not be illegal. I just think all Link 1s should probably be banned. I say that as a Malice player. That deck plays like 4 Link 1s. Why is he... Okay. Not... Konami, what is this list? Summon Sort got eroded, so that's not interesting. What is the point of limiting this? Okay, Yummy can summon multiple of these on a turn. And so I guess they're just like, we don't want Yummy to do that. So actually, you know what? That actually does make sense. The fair part about Yummy is it really only puts up the one Omni, being Herald of Arclight. So preventing them from making multiple Omnis, you know what? Actually, I've come around on this change. This makes sense, and I think it is a good change. Dryden, okay, this should have happened like 2 years ago. Okay, I mean, Crystron is the 4th best deck right now. It's putting up really good results. Inclusion is a broken-ass card. But it's also searchable off Smiger. So, I mean, it's one less starter for the deck. I don't think Crystron's still going to be fine because it's searchable off Smiger. But it is a little bit of a consistency hit, which does kind of suck. And you can't go through multiple anymore, but, like, again, I think Crystron's fine. I was really hoping this card would be banned. Obviously, it wasn't going to be banned because we're past that section. Obedience School is the least fun part about Yummy. The games where they open Obedience School are completely different than the games where they don't. Really wish it was at none instead of being the sacky one of, but oh well. At least they'll have it less. What do they have against Vanquish Soul? Is it because it won Worlds? Okay, but this deck is, like, perfectly fine, like, in terms of... You know what? Maybe Malice is fine. They hit Yummy. They hit Crystron. They hit Vanquish Soul. All those decks are also worse. Maybe Malice is fine, actually. The only deck they haven't hit is Draco Tail, although that kind of makes sense. Draco Tail is definitely the worst of the, like, 3 Justice Hunters decks, and it's also by far the most fair. So maybe they want it to be the best deck, which, you know what, might actually be okay. If the best deck is Draco Tail, which is this incredibly fair, low-to-the-ground deck, maybe that's good for Yu-Gi-Oh! I have no problem with Draco Tail being best deck. Yeah, this makes sense. I'm actually surprised this lasted at 3 for so long. This card is incredibly obnoxious in the side deck. You just side in 3, and then if you open it, you just blank an opponent's board breaker. So, I kind of wish this was banned, actually, but 1 is decent. Semi-limited Branded Fusion. This makes sense. That deck's getting new support soon. He's free! Let's go! I love Glow Up Bulb. Not sure if I could do anything with this in the Plant Link combo, because there aren't a ton of really great plant synchros, but I'm just happy Gubb's back. He should have been back ever since Hulk got banned. Masterpiece, yep, that card's doing nothing. That card's doing nothing. Morphing Jar. Phantom Sky Blaster, hilarious. I forgot that guy was even on the list. Konami, what are you doing? If I see Poplar, if I see original Sinful Spoil Snake Eyes when I scroll down, look, this is perfectly fine because right now all this does is make Azamina stuff. However, with Link Karibo back, we are 1 OSS away from ruining Yu-Gi-Oh! Forever. You know what? Maybe their thought process is they really wish the Azamina cards were seeing more play, because they're really not seeing any play right now. So this will buff that engine? Okay, there's Poplar. Again, this is fine because the only thing Poplar searches is the Azamina stuff, which is perfectly fair. I have no problems with the Azamina cards. But if I see OSS, Konami... Oh, I have 3 Poplars now, actually. Yo! I only have 1 Ash, though. I'm gonna have to buy 2 more. That's fine. Oh, Lightning Storm's free. I actually think this is... Yeah, I don't know why it was at 2. No one plays Lightning Storm these days, so... Barrage, yep, that card's not going to do anything. Okay, thank goodness. OSS is still banned. So, yeah, Poplar and Ash, I guess, are just to make the Azamina engine better. That's fine. I'm perfectly fine with the Azamina engine. Weird list. The only top deck that didn't get hit is Draco Tail. Now, with X being the only Ryzeal hit, Ryzeal probably is still playable. I think Malice is still playable, but it's way easier to stop that deck now without Splash Mage. Like, Dormouse is actually not that big of a hit, but Splash Mage is a pretty huge hit. Because, yeah, you have to use Lizardos now. And if You're making Lizardos with 2 Malices that have already been banished. He doesn't do anything. Huh. I'm still going to probably take this deck to my next locals. Or at least the next locals. When does this go into effect? The 15th? So I guess I'll get to play my current list this weekend. The weekend after, I'm probably going to play Malice again, but with 2 Lizardos instead of Splash Mage. I don't know. We'll see if Malice players can cook up anything. But, yeah, no Draco Tail hits, but every other deck got hit. Vanquish Soul lost 2 Raisin, 2 Stake Your Soul. Wow. Now, like I said, though, if this makes Draco Tail the best deck by far, that's not unhealthy for the game because Draco Tail is a very fair deck. Huh, I'm just so surprised. They hit all these decks so soon. The format's in a good spot. What is going on? I don't know. The format might still be really good because I think, like, Crystron, Yummy, Vanquish Soul, Malice, and Ryzeal are all still playable. And Pure Mitsurugi is still untouched. The format's probably still going to be really fun. I just don't know why they hit all this stuff. And Moon of the Close Heaven, that's probably the thing I'm most bummed about. Like, they just made the Fiendsmith engine affordable. Again, you can still play Fiendsmith because if you hard draw either the normal spell or Engraver, you can still do the full combo. So you can still jam it in your rogue deck, you know? But you can't bridge into it anymore, which kind of sucks. I don't know. Weird list. I'm not super loving it, but I don't hate it. It's just, I'm just more shocked. This is gonna be a list I'm gonna have to think about for a bit. Well, see you next time, gamers. Malice is still playable, right? Oh no.